welcome you to its thematic dance drama production, PanchaTattva. Throughout human history, there have been a select few fundamental questions related to human life that has attracted the attention of the brightest thinkers from across the world in common. Two amongst them stand out. Is there a purpose to life? Is there a short-term or instantaneous goal? Or is the only purpose long-term or eventual? The Hindu Sanatana Dharma way of life subscribes to the following philosophical thought. Human life is an opportunity to experience Brahman while living and to become one with Brahman at the culmination of it. Well, that sounds great. But what is it that we should be experiencing? What is Brahman? Philosophical literature within the dharmic traditions can be classified into multiple groups. Vedas at the core, surrounded by Upanishads, Itihasas, Puranas, etc. Of these, the Upanishads shed light on the non-trivial Vedic thoughts by simplifying and presenting the core concepts in the structure of a dialogue between a teacher and student. The question that enamored many and on which many great saints have spent lifetimes is also the same question that Rishi Bhrigu asks his father and Guru Varuna. What is Brahman? The ensuing experiences of Rishi Bhrigu are summarized in the third chapter of Taittiriya Upanishad titled Bhrigu. In the prologue of the production that you just witnessed, upon being asked the question, Guru Varuna proposes to Rishi Bhrigu that he may contemplate on the fundamental essence of life, that from which all beings are born, that by which they survive, and that into which they perish. That is Brahman. A curious and obedient student, Rishi Bhrigu, does exactly that and thus unravels a series of realizations. Interestingly, the realizations of Rishi Bhrigu are not just philosophical, but also practically relevant. One of the fundamental practical questions concerning every society is the idea of sustainable living. Guess what? Thousands of years since the time of Rishi Bhrigu, it is currently the $1 million end goal that ASU is committed to and working towards. Through the next 5 scenes, we will present Rishi Bhrigu's experiences as an anthology of stories from Itihasas and Puranas. Lord Krishna will remain the central character in every story, representing the realized one. Come, let us all witness Rishi Bhrigu's journey of realizations. After being very satisfied with the service of Duryodhana, sage Durvasa accepts the request of Duryodhana to pay a visit to Yudhishtra's cottage. The Pandavas, who are in exile and situated in the forest, run into a crisis accepting to host the sage and his students for lunch while being short of supplies. Enter Krishna.
Oh, Guru, Anna must be Brahman. It is from food that life is born. By food that life is sustained. And into food that life perishes. The first priority of life for immediate survival is food. As mentioned by Krishna in the first of the anthology of stories, a small speck of food can satisfy the hunger of many. Hence, the foremost amongst practices for a sustainable living is to avoid wasting food, even a speck. Oh, realized one, please enlighten me. Is there more to the idea of Brahman